Men don't hide how they feel. That's the part most women get totally wrong. You're sitting there trying to figure out his texts, thinking about why he took 3 hours to reply, wondering if he's just busy or if something's different now. And the whole time, he's already showing you exactly where you stand. Not in some secret way, not in some weird pattern you need to be a mind reader to understand. He's telling you loud and clear through stuff he does every single day. The problem isn't that men are hard to read. The problem is that most women are looking at the wrong things. They're listening to what he says when what he does is showing them everything. And by the time they finally see what's been right in front of them for weeks, they've already spent months on someone who was never really that into them. Here's what changes everything. Men show their interest level from day one. Not sometimes, every time. When a guy is into you, certain things just happen. When he's not, those same things stop happening just as fast. And the women who never get played, who never spend time wondering where things are going, who never end up 6 months in with a guy who barely cared from the start, they all do one thing the same. They watch what's actually going on instead of what they hope is going on. In this video, I'm showing you 6 signals that tell you right away when a man isn't interested, so you can stop guessing and start making choices based on what's real. Each signal is something you can spot today, not next month. Things you can see in how he texts, how he acts, how he treats your time. If this kind of real talk helps you see things clearly, like this video and subscribe. This is for women who want to understand what's happening without driving themselves crazy trying to decode it. And it starts with looking at what's right there. Most women grow up thinking one thing: if a guy isn't into you, he'll just say it, he'll be straight with you, he'll let you know, that feels safe to think. And it's dead wrong. Men almost never reject you with their words. They reject you with what they do, quietly, bit by bit, without ever actually saying it out loud. And this is where so many women lose without even knowing they're losing, because they keep waiting for him to say something he's never going to say. Here's the part nobody warns you about. Saying no costs guys something too. It starts a whole thing. It opens up a talk they don't want to have. It might blow up. So instead of closing the door completely, most guys just leave it open a crack. Not because they want you, but because keeping you around doesn't cost them anything. They don't say no because it keeps their options open. They act distant without explaining why to skip the hard conversation. And they give just enough attention to keep getting what they want from you. From the outside, it looks confusing. From the inside, it makes total sense. This is why women stay way longer than they should. They keep trying harder. They keep being more understanding. They keep giving more, thinking that putting in more effort will make him feel what he's supposed to feel. But it doesn't work like that. You can't create something that isn't there. It goes away when a woman ignores what she's already seeing. What someone does tells you the truth. It always has. When a guy is really interested, you can tell. There's attention, there's warmth, there's effort, there's ease. When he's not interested anymore, it doesn't disappear in some big dramatic way. It just pulls back in little ways that are easy to make excuses for. And the woman who gets this doesn't argue with what's happening. She sees it early. Power doesn't come from making a guy be honest when being vague works perfectly fine for him. Power comes from seeing the pattern before you're in too deep. The strongest women aren't sitting around waiting to get picked. They're watching to see if he's picking them at all. Once you stop expecting him to tell you the truth with his words, you start seeing the truth everywhere else. In how he looks at you, in how he answers, in how he makes time or doesn't. And when you trust what he does more than what you hope he feels, you stop needing him to spell it out. You stop performing to get him to like you. You stop putting in effort when nothing's happening anymore. That one shift changes everything, because now you're not just reacting to whatever he does. You're seeing things as they really are and making choices based on that. And that brings us to the first place men show the truth long before they ever say it. Number 1, he stops asking you real questions. Before a guy pulls away with his words, he pulls away with his curiosity. And curiosity always shows up in the questions he asks. When a man is really into you, he wants to know things, real things, not just surface stuff. He asks about your day and actually wants to hear about it. He remembers what you told him last week and brings it up again. He wants to know what you think, how you feel, what matters to you. Not because he's trying to be polite, but because knowing you feels important to him. But when interest drops, the questions stop. And once you know what you're looking for, it's easy to see. The questions disappear, or they become empty, generic, things anyone could ask anyone. How was your day? What are you up to? Cool. And that's it. No follow-up, no depth, no real interest in the answer. Women miss this all the time. They think he's just tired or distracted or having a bad week. So they keep talking. They fill in the gaps. They answer questions he didn't even ask. And that's the mistake. A guy doesn't stop asking questions when he's trying to connect with you. He stops asking when he's stopped caring about the answers. You'll see it everywhere once you stop making excuses for it. Over text, you share something about your day and he just says, nice, or that's good. You tell him something that matters to you and he changes the subject without even acknowledging it. In person, you're talking and he's barely listening. He nods, but you can tell he's not really there. He says yeah at the right times, but nothing you said actually landed. That's not him being a bad listener. That's him not being interested in what you have to say. Here's the part most women don't want to see. Men ask questions about things they're still thinking about. When a guy is into you, he naturally wants to know more. When he doesn't, it's because he's already decided you're not that interesting to him. And the more you try to get his attention by talking more, by being more exciting, by filling the silence, the less attractive you become. Curiosity can't be forced. It shows up on its own or it doesn't show up at all. The strongest move here isn't to try and make him ask. It's to notice when he stops. When you pull back, instead of filling the dead space, something shifts. You stop feeding something that's already dying. You stop auditioning for his interest. And all of a sudden the whole thing changes, not because you demanded anything, but because you stopped giving him something he was taking for granted. A woman who doesn't chase a guy's curiosity becomes the woman whose words actually mean something when she stops trying so hard to be heard. And that's when his interest either comes back or shows that it was already gone. Either way, you win because you're not lying to yourself anymore. Number 2, his replies get shorter and slower. A guy's texting will tell you how he feels before his words ever do. You can feel interest, you can feel energy, and you can feel when it's gone. When a man is into you, his texts have life. They're not just words on a screen. There's feeling behind them. He adds details. He uses more than one word. He asks things back. There's back and forth that feels easy. That's interest showing up naturally. But when that interest fades, everything changes. Messages get short. 1 word, 2 words, replies take forever, the pace slows down, the energy disappears, not in an angry way, not in a mean way, just empty. And this is where women get it wrong. They tell themselves he's busy, stressed, dealing with stuff, had a long day, anything except what's actually true. But look closely at the difference. He texts his friends right back. He's active on other apps. He posts stuff. He's clearly on his phone. Then he gets to you and suddenly it's hours before you hear back. Same guy, same phone, different energy. That's not him being busy. That's him choosing where to put his energy. Text Nung shows the same thing. When he cares, messages have rhythm. They flow. He adds more than the bare minimum. He keeps the conversation going. When he doesn't care, everything gets cut down to nothing. You text him something and get back LOL or haha or cool. You share something personal and get okay or yeah. The effort you're putting in isn't coming back, not even close. And the worst thing a woman can do here is overdo it on her side. She starts texting more to make up for his silence. She gets more excited to balance out how flat he is. She tries to bring life back into something that's already dead. She sends longer messages, hoping he'll send longer ones back. She adds more to her texts, hoping he'll match it. She shares more, hoping he'll engage more. But it doesn't work like that. When one person checks out, the other person trying harder just makes it worse. Silence does more than effort ever could right now. When you stop rewarding low energy with high energy, you change the whole thing. You're saying without words that you're not here to do this alone. And that either brings his interest back or shows you it's already gone. Both save you time. Both keep your power. A woman who doesn't chase texts that feel like pulling teeth becomes the woman whose messages actually matter when she stops sending them so freely. And that quiet shift sets up something most women never see coming. The moment when his words don't just get short, but start making you feel small. There's a moment when everything quietly changes, and most women completely miss it. It's not when he stops texting. It's not when he cancels plans. It's not when he says he needs space. It's the moment you start doing more to make up for what he stopped doing. You feel the shift before you understand it. The warmth is gone. The ease is gone, and instead of stepping back, you lean in, you explain yourself more, you lower what you expect, you try to be more patient, more chill, more easy to deal with, hoping that doing more will bring back what left. That's the turning point. That's where power slips away. Women are taught that trying harder means caring more. But when it comes to guys, trying harder when he's pulling away looks desperate. The more you explain yourself, the more you try to get him to stay interested, the more you show that you care about something he's already walking away from. And right here, without a single fight, everything changes. Number 3, he starts talking to you differently. Tone isn't just how something sounds, it's respect. When a guy respects you, his tone stays open, warm, interested. There's space for you in how he talks, but when he stops worrying about losing you, that tone changes. He cuts you off, he sounds annoyed, he gives you short answers, he sighs, he rushes you along. Nothing crazy, nothing obvious, just enough of an edge to test if you'll accept being talked to like that. And most women do. They brush it off, they make excuses, they tell themselves he's just stressed. But what he's actually doing is testing the relationship, seeing how much he can pull back without you pushing back. Here's the part that stings. Guys don't talk down to women they're scared of losing. They talk down to women they think will stay no matter what. Watch the difference. Notice how he talks to someone he's trying to impress, someone new, someone he's trying to win over. His tone is warm, patient, engaged. Then notice how he talks to you. Short, dismissive, like what you're saying is bothering him. That difference tells you everything, and it's more honest than anything he'll ever actually say. The mistake women make here is staying while they're being treated worse. They meet his attitude with patience, his disrespect with understanding, and every time they do, it locks in deeper. Respect doesn't come from asking for it. It comes from refusing to stay when it disappears. Silence does more than arguments. Pulling back does more than begging. Calm distance says something words never will. I don't accept this version of you. And that's the moment things either fix themselves or end. So ask yourself honestly, why are you still here when respect already left? Number 4, his body language shuts you out. A guy can say all the right things and still be telling you no. His body will always be more honest than his mouth because it doesn't lie. It just reacts. When he's into you, his body opens up naturally. When he's not, his body pulls away before his brain even knows why. This isn't planned. It's instinct, and that's why it's so reliable. When a man is drawn to you, his body turns toward you without him thinking about it. His shoulders face you, his body leans in, his feet point your way. There's ease in how he is around you. He's not guarding himself, he's available. He finds reasons to be close. He touches your arm when he laughs. He sits next to you instead of across from you. He closes the gap naturally. When that changes, everything shifts in small ways. His arms cross, his legs angle away. He leans back instead of forward. He creates little barriers, holding his phone between you, adjusting his jacket, turning slightly toward the room instead of toward you. None of it is big, but all of it means something. Women ignore these signs because his words haven't changed yet. He's still polite, still saying yeah or sure or maybe. And that politeness keeps women leaning in when they should be stepping back. But here's the truth most women miss. Men can say yes out of being polite. Their bodies never do. Watch how this plays out. On a date, the first half feels open. Conversation flows. He leans closer. Then something shifts. He sits back a little. His posture closes up. He stops matching your movements. He checks his phone more. That's not random. That's him pulling away. In group settings, it's even clearer. Instead of angling toward you, he angles toward his friends. He leans into them, not you. He positions himself so there's space between you. Physical closeness follows interest. Distance follows the opposite. Even in texting, this shows up. Responses get slower. Plans become vague. Maybe replaces actual commitments. That's physical distance showing up digitally. The same pulling away, just in a different form. The mistake women make here is pushing forward. They move closer when he moves back. They put in more effort when his body is screaming, back off. And every step forward he didn't ask for makes you less attractive to him. Chemistry needs space to work. When you ignore his need for distance, you kill whatever might still be there. The woman who notices this early doesn't fight it. She matches the distance. She relaxes back. She stops pushing. And that simple move does something powerful. It forces honesty into the whole thing. Because when you stop chasing someone who's backing away, their interest either returns or shows that it was already gone. Both outcomes protect you. Number 5, he never makes solid plans with you. This is the clearest sign of all because it removes all confusion. When a guy is interested, he makes plans, he asks you out, he sets actual times, he follows through. Interest naturally creates action. When that action disappears, the message is already clear. And yet this is the sign women fight seeing the most. Instead of real plans, you start getting maybe. We'll see, I'll let you know. Sometime soon. Let's play it by ear. Words that sound like plans but aren't actually plans. He talks about doing things but never sets a date. He says he wants to see you but never says when. You carry the whole thing while he just goes along with it. This isn't confusion. This is him positioning you. Modern dating calls it breadcrumbing, giving just enough to keep you around but never enough to actually move forward. From a power view, it's simple. He's keeping you warm while he waits to see if something better comes along. Look at how it shows up. You suggest getting together. He says, yeah, that sounds good, but never picks a day. You ask what day works. He says, not sure yet. Work's been crazy. You wait. Nothing happens. Then he texts you at 11 p.m. asking what you're doing. That's not interest. That's convenience. And the most telling part, he's not actually busy. He's online. He's posting. He's doing stuff with his friends. He has time for everything except making real plans with you. So when women say he's just really busy right now, what they're really doing is protecting themselves from the truth. Because admitting he's choosing not to make time hurts. Here's what most women never hear. Attention that costs nothing has no value. When you keep giving your time, your validation, your emotional energy to someone who isn't matching it, you teach him exactly how little effort it takes to keep you around. You lower your own worth by being available at a discount. Men don't respect access that doesn't have standards, and they don't fear losing what never asks for anything back. The shift happens when you stop filling the silence, when you stop suggesting plans he won't commit to, when you stop being available whenever he finally decides to reach out, not as punishment, as self-respect. A woman who needs mutual effort doesn't have to announce it. She shows it by what she no longer gives away for free. And here's the part that changes everything. Most women are scared to pull back because they think it means losing him for sure. But the truth is, staying when there's no effort means something worse. You stay visible, available, and easily replaced. When you step back, one of two things happens. He steps forward or he disappears. Both tell you exactly where you stand, and both save you from keeping yourself in a position you were never meant to be in. Number 6. He keeps his future completely separate from you. When a guy sees you in his life, he talks about the future naturally, not in some heavy committed way, just normal future talk. Next month, next season, things he's thinking about doing, places he wants to go. And when he talks about those things, you're in the picture, even casually. We should check that out. You'd like that place. Maybe we could do that. It's not planned. It just comes out because you're part of how he thinks about what's coming. But when he's not seeing you in his future, all of that stops. He talks about his plans, but you're never in them. He mentions trips, but doesn't invite you. He talks about events coming up, but doesn't ask if you want to go. Everything he's looking forward to exists in a space where you don't. And when you bring up future things, he gets vague, non-committal. We'll see. Maybe. Let's just see where things go. That's not him being cautious, that's him keeping his options open. Women rationalize this constantly. He's just not a planner. He likes to be spontaneous. He doesn't want to pressure me. But look at what he actually does. He makes plans for things he cares about. He commits to things that matter to him. He books trips, buys tickets, locks in dates. Just not with you. That tells you everything you need to know about where you actually rank. Here's what it looks like in real time. He talks about a concert he wants to go to, but doesn't mention bringing you. He plans a weekend trip with his friends, but you don't come up. He talks about what he's doing for the holidays, and you're not part of it. You exist in his present when it's easy, but you don't exist in his future at all. That's not love. That's not even real interest. That's just filling time. The truth is, men include women they value. They just do. It's not some big thing. It happens naturally because they want you there. When that doesn't happen, it's not because he forgot. It's because he doesn't see you that way. And no amount of being understanding or patient or cool about it changes that. You either matter to someone or you don't. And when you don't, all the effort in the world won't make you matter more. There's a reason some women never get breadcrumbed, never get kept as a maybe, never get slowly pushed out. It's not because they're prettier or funnier or more interesting. It's because they move through dating with a different standard inside them. They don't chase interest, they look for it. When you look at the 6 signals together, a pattern becomes impossible to ignore. The questions stopping, the texts getting cold, the tone shifting, the body pulling away, the plans never happening, the future not including you. None of this is random. It's all a response to one thing: how available you are without asking for anything back. Men don't test women they're scared of losing. They test women they think will stay no matter how little they give. And this is where everything locks in. The woman men respect doesn't demand clarity. She doesn't ask for reassurance. She doesn't argue with mixed signals. She pays attention once and moves accordingly, not emotionally, strategically. She doesn't over-explain herself when energy drops. She doesn't negotiate when tone shifts. She doesn't lean in when he pulls away. Instead, she pulls back her access. That doesn't mean she gets cold or bitter. It means she has standards. It means her time, her attention, her emotional presence aren't free. They're given back when effort is given first. This is the shift from tactics to identity. When you stop asking men to choose you and start watching whether they already are, everything changes. You're not reacting to signals anymore. You're filtering for what actually works.